All right, guys, let's do this. What up? It's Jojo on the radio. This is the iHeartRadio Countdown. And these guys, about time we got a track from Diplo and Miguel. Fellas, first of all, where are you guys at? I'm looking at you on Zoom, two different places. Where are you at and how are you doing?
We're good, man. I'm at Miguel's house. I'm outside in his garden.
I'm at Wes's house. Kicking it.
Yeah, we're doing like a switch.
Kind of a weird thing going on. I'm with it. Hey, how long have you guys known each other? I assume quite a while, but I don't know how you guys met.
Damn. When did we meet?
We met at Usher sessions. Remember that in New York City? Like over 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago.
This is like just before going nowhere fast.
Yeah. You were in those sessions though. You were like in and out of the room, and I think we did some other scratches. Was that like 12? Yeah, like 12 years ago, I feel like.
Yeah, something like that. It was I remember it was like Fashion Week in New York.
Yeah.
And everyone was in town and it was like madness. But yeah, good times.
Real quick, your overall pandemic experience. Been a couple of years now. It's getting kind of normal at this point. Hopefully we're pretty much out of it. But how would you describe your experience? Because for me, it's like, I think at a point we lived through a sci-fi movie. How has your experience been? I'll start with you, Diplo.
Damn, you're saying it's been a couple of years. It's crazy to think about that
Right.
now. But you know what? It was probably a blessing for me. I needed like some time to do nothing, and I would never do it on my own because I'm a psychopath. And like just getting better with my family, getting more time to like develop ideas, and I made this album during that time, and just like take life a little more like in stride, and not just be on such a fast-paced like rat race I was on, so it was good for me.
Yeah, same. I think the time, I mean, it's unprecedented. I don't think there's ever been a time where the entire world, at least in modern life, like I don't think we'll ever get that again,
I hope not.
Well, yeah, and to a degree it's kind of like we don't really want that. Yeah. I do feel like I took advantage. I got to take advantage of the time for sure, and it gave some clarity, which I was definitely in need of. So it's a blessing to kind of come back and like be able to come, to have this sort of restored energy and hunger to just go really hard and with a very different sort of set of priorities. It's dope. Feels good.
So some of my DJ friends were like texting me like last week. They were like on this run again, like going to Greece, going to like Turkey, and he was like, man, I kind of miss pandemic. He was like, because we got comfortable, like, we're on the road. It's crazy how we crisscross and things we got to do, but I'm hungry for all time. But that break was nice, honestly.
Album, Diplo. This is your first self-titled album. This is your first album in how long once again?
Like 17 years.
Goodness. I mean, I know you've been busy, but the reasoning, you're not.
I'm dating myself.
Shut up. But I mean, that's a while to wait between albums. What what took this so long? I know you're busy, obviously.
Well, I made an album like as like a kid, really. I put it out like when I just turned like 20 something, 3 or something. I think I moved to LA. I just became a producer. I learned my trade and learned, when I met Miguel, it's weird. I had a run of like as an R&B producer for a while. I was producing like Chris Brown and Usher and different R&B records, Priscilla Renee, all these, and then I just kind of did whatever I could. I learned how to make dance music, and I learned how to do hip hop, and then I just learned everything. I like had to have a bunch of mentors teach me things, and it was a great journey. And then I think I got comfortable enough to start making my own records like 10 years ago, and started doing different projects like Major Lazer and Jack U, and this album just kind of came together. I was like doing some dance records, DJing. And I was like, I have a vibe for this. Let me kind of put a record together, and just call all my friends over. And this is me and Miguel's like really first collaboration. We've done a lot of writing together. We've written for other people. We've written records for people that he's given to people. But this is the first time where we did a record that's like fully me and him. So that's awesome.
What's it like working with Diplo after knowing him and writing with him for so long, Miguel?
It's always easy. I mean, it's not hard to be like want to go pull up because it's always like a good vibe. And he just got that. He makes it easy to create because of the easygoingness but it's always with a real focus. And I think that's what I appreciate the most, because sometimes you can get into a session and it's like, it's no real direction, but we're very much the same in that. I think it's the Scorpio thing. Like when we're in creative mode, it's like, let's get it, let's go. But he's got a good way of keeping a balance. So I always have fun. And this was easy. I'm pretty sure the very first like verse and chorus wrote itself in that first session. And then there were like subsequent sessions that we tweaked it, and the song took like a couple different evolutions, but I love where we landed, man. I feel like with all of the time I had off, to come back and to do it with Diplo and like, you know what I mean, just feels good. I feel like it's gonna be it's the start of a really good ride. And that's what the song did that to me.
It's wild. We did do the hook. He wrote the hook in the first like 2 lines, like the first 5 minutes of the session, and then it took us 2 years to write the second verse. but he was patient because we had like 4, because I think also Miguel's an artist, so he goes through so many changes. You know, he goes through so many changes as like how he wants to speak, how he wants to, you know, what kind of concepts he wants to use. So during 2 years, he's gonna change. And so like we finally found a place where it's like, okay, let's go back to this point or this point, and we just tweaked it to where everybody felt like this is it.
Quick note on Miguel. Miguel, I think you put out 4 EPs. Is that series done, or are you more from that, or what's next for you?
I probably will keep doing them. The whole Art Dealer Chic series. It started out before my second album, and it's almost like it's sort of a kind of a place where I can just put any idea out for my fans. So we'll probably keep doing those.
Diplo, I talked to you a little while back before the Super Bowl, and you were telling me you put a bet on, I think you put a bet on the Bengals. I forget the dollar amount. How much was it, and how? I mean, clearly you lost. What did we lose?
I lost $100,000 to Oliver Tree, and you know what? I didn't pay him yet because I don't think it was a fair bet. And I'm gonna do a double or nothing soon with him, so I'll get my money back.
Hey, you watch out for that guy, Oliver Tree. He's trouble, man.
Who did he choose though? What was his pick?
He chose the Rams. The only other. Yeah. If he chose like the Cowboys, I would have been like, all right, that's an easy bet.
Miguel, did you go to the Super Bowl, or did you lose any money on the Super Bowl? I guess not, huh?
I didn't bet. I was absolutely rooting for the Rams. Although it's a newer team, I'm LA all day for anything. You know, I'm born and raised here, so
there we go. All right, Diplo.
Traveling that day, we had something. I'm forgetting, but we had to do something that day. I had like a commitment I had to do on that Sunday.
So you missed the whole game because, well, I guess you got to work, got to make the money, you know. But...
Oh, I had to fly. I'm sorry, I had to fly that night for a show the next day. So I watched part of the game pretty much in the airport.
Hey, when you guys tour, do you guys use I'm obsessed with this. I'm obsessed with a couple of things. This is one of them. Hotel aliases. Do you use a hotel alias when on tour? Don't say what it is, but Diplo, do you use an alias?
I mean, I haven't been on tour in so long, but yeah, sometimes I do. You go like Australia or some places that you haven't been for a while. If you're like in LA or whatever, nobody really cares anymore. Everybody's famous out here. But if you do go to some countries that you don't go often to, like South America, you got to do it. And because the kids get kind of crazy. But yeah, mine are pretty simple.
Miguel, but same question, Miguel. Do you use a hotel alias?
Same vibe. But I mean, Diplo, come on, right? You know what I mean? It's like worldwide, so you know.
Hey, give me here's the follow-up. Give me an old hotel alias that you've used in the past. Like, because I love something about this whole thing. I love hotel aliases.
Damn, man.
I know you got some bizarre one, Diplo.
I remember the last name was Longbottom, but I can't remember the first name. I can't remember what it was. It was funny, but it's been a while, man. I gotta go check my manifest.
They call you up from the front desk. Hello, Mr. Longbottom. We have
Longbottom.
Good Lord, Miguel. Any old hotel alias you can share, or you know?
Yeah, the old one used to be Mr. Anderson, for sure.
What was that from? Just random, or is there a?
Come on, Jojo.
Come on, Jojo. You know this one.
Mr. Anderson. What am I?
Mr. Anderson.
Okay. Good God. Don't Forget My Love. Give me some thoughts, of course, on the track and the video. What do people need to know?
Well, the song is doing great. People seem to love it. When I'm out DJing, people have their phones up asking for it. And the video is insane. You got to check it out. Only we had a lot of treatments, and of course Miguel picked the most insane one there was, with the craziest experience. And I can only show you, it's not a regular ass video. It's a wild ride. So you got to come in and check it out. I think it's on Facebook. Originally we have it on there, and then YouTube as well. So
for people who haven't seen the video, Miguel, what's this crazy treatment that you picked out?
It's just madness. You just have to go see it. It's madness. Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. Diplo, two-part question. And Miguel, I'll get to you in a second. Biggest crowd you've ever played for, Diplo? And then the complete flip of that. Have you ever been booed?
That's not fair. You can't have him go first and then me.
You want to go first, Miguel? All right, back to Miguel. Miguel, biggest crowd, and have you been booed?
Biggest crowd I will have performed with will probably be with Diplo.
Yeah.
But I know we did Coachella 2 years ago, the last actual Coachella.
Right.
That went off, and that was like, I played the second stage, and that was one of the largest crowds. I did a couple other festivals in like Europe, but I don't know the number, but it was like a full, as far as your eye could see, crowd. Like it just didn't stop, and no one was all there, so it's crazy.
But have you ever been booed?
I've absolutely been booed.
Give me one of those stories.
Oh, I think I played like a mall, like in my younger, like before I was signed, I was legit, like when malls existed. That also ages me, but I was mad young, and they were not having it. They were like, look, we're just trying to go to Macy's and get our fragrances and blah blah blah, and this is annoying. And yeah,
I got a good one. Well, the biggest crowd I played for was you can check this out. There's a documentary about it called Give Me Future, and it was about Havana, Cuba. And we played there. I think it was 2017, my Major Lazer project, and it was like they estimated like 700,000 to 2 million people there. It was the free concert in Havana on the road, right there on the side of the road in front of the U.S. Embassy too. It was like the one time where like America and Cuba had like relations. So there was a couple concerts. Like we did it, and then Rolling Stones came after us. Did a big show too, but we were first before them, just so you know. And then it stopped. There's no more concerts. And then that was probably like the peak moment in my life. It was so amazing to be out there. And I learned like 5 sentences in Spanish, and got on the stage and did our show. But the booing story, this goes back to my very first tour. I toured like a hip hop tour with these like underground hip hop artists, Cannibal Ox in RJD2. And I remember I was in Cleveland, and I was driving around. I got paid like $100 a night. I was driving around a Scion because they gave me a free car. I had to drive myself all my equipment, and I would just like pull up to hotels and do Priceline before I at like 6 p.m. to get like a $30 hotel room. And I remember being in Cleveland, and I was DJing, mixing like weird records together, but like on vinyl. And people were like straight booing me, throwing stuff at me because they wanted hip hop, and I was playing like weird, I was playing like Weezer mixing with house music. I was just doing weird things, like trying to be like a creative DJ. And I remember I was so mad. I was such an aggro person. I got on the mic. I was like, look, I'm at the merch table after this show. If anybody wants to come and do that booing to me, like, let's go, let's run it. Like, I was like trying to fight with the fans the whole time. And no one came to merch. I was like waiting there with my hoodie on over my head. Like, who wants to smoke? Like, who really wants to boo me now? And they didn't boo me no more. So yeah.
I guess that's one way to handle it. Fight them. Just fight these guys.
Fight my fans.
All right.
They were my fans, so I would fight them anyway.
You guys, I think you guys know this about me. I am obsessed with the paranormal, ghost, UFOs, all that stuff. I've got a podcast called Paranormalish. Miguel told me a while back he had a story. He saw a UFO. He got it on film and he sent it to me. I think it was in Vegas, wasn't it, Miguel?
I think so. I think that was. I have another one for you actually.
Tell me about this. What happened?
I was headed to a mix session, and coming down the 10 going east, 10 freeway going east towards downtown LA. Got off on Fairfax. As soon as you get off on the exit, there was a orb that was just like floating across the sky. This is over like central LA. And I got my phone out, followed it. Of course, there's like a comms tower kind of floated behind it. And just then the light changed. So I kind of tried to follow it. Just don't do this at home. Like, don't drive and try and film UFOs. But of course, I'm like transfixed by this thing. So I'm following a little bit and I caught it. And just enough to be able to like zoom in and compare it to like birds and other things in the sky that were happening around it. And this thing is like it seems like it's a warbling ball of light. It's crazy, pretty crazy. And it happened 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago.
All right, you got to send that to me. I would love to see this.
Yeah.
Diplo, anything ever happened to you?
I mean, I grew up in like Central Florida, so I lived by Cape Canaveral, so there was always like rockets everywhere. Like I always saw things. I don't even know. Every day was like another thing taking off. So who knows what kind of aliens were landing over there?
Yeah, Florida's got its own situation going on for sure.
I mean, I saw aliens just like at the public supermarket.
Don't forget my love with Miguel. That's out, of course, on the album. Get on all this stuff. Miguel, what's this? I mean, earlier in the countdown, you started hitting this falsetto, and you are known for this super nice high. You know, what's the secret? Because I'm told, and maybe you can confirm this or deny it, it's all about the honey. It's all about an apple crisp before you perform. Sometimes there's a nectarine involved. I mean, what's the process to keep that falsetto so Miguelish?
Crisp, I like that. Man, that's just like practice, you know, just practice singing along to like favorite songs growing up, you know, listening to Diplo records growing up and being like, all right, let me try and sing that part that person is doing. Whoever it is, your favorite artist. For me, it was always like, you know, my favorites, Michael, Prince, you know, Stevie, just admiring, you know, other vocalists and trying to do what they do, and just, you know, that's pretty much it. I wish it was more interesting.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, man, it's just working. And Diplo, to work with this guy in the studio and see him do this in person, just the vocals just kind of, he makes it look so easy. I mean, what's your reaction?
I mean, you can tell what he just said, like who his heroes are. And he literally can do any of those voices. Michael, Prince, Stevie, like he does everything. He has like the silkiest voice. And it takes him like one warm up and then he just crushes it. Like he just has like this crazy, and you can't have a girl near the studio because they hear him and they like, it's like a snake. They just walk up my like staircase. They're like, what's going on up there? Like it's like a freaking snake charmer. Like it carries, man. Malibu, he comes to Malibu, is like a line outside. Girls are like at my gate trying to hear him singing the falsetto.
Rough life Miguel has, for sure. Hey, give me a good crazy fan encounter. And I'm not saying all your fans are crazy. They're beautiful, wonderful, lovely people. Diplo wanted to fight them once, but that's another story altogether. Give me a crazy fan encounter. Either one of you guys.
I mean, now like there's a whole trend when I go shows that people put these phones up with messages because I record them, and they're just so crazy. Like they're just trying to outdo each other with like the most craziest things to say. I'm not going to repeat what they say on some of these things, but if you go to my Instagram, I posted some of them, or TikTok, and yeah, it's almost like a comedy show now to like be the most outrageous like fake message on my at my shows. So shout out my creative fans.
And back in the day, you used to have the ladies go upside down, do that whole thing, you know?
Oh, yeah, that was the whole wave. I definitely could not do that now. It wouldn't be very, very accepted in our modern culture, but 10 years ago, we had this dance called Express Yourself, and it was like an upside down twerk. And like one girl started doing it, I bring a girl on stage to do it. And then like I have like 20 girls on the DJ booth upside down. I was like, what? And I was it was just like, it was insane. People would fall over. People would be on. In Vegas, some girl fell off stage onto the crowd. It was like chaos. I couldn't even afford insurance. I just like had to cut that.
Like enough of that, right? Miguel, give me a crazy fan encounter. Give me like, you know, once again, your fans are lovely people, but every now and then somebody gets a little extra, you know?
Not like that. I'm not even going to try and go up against girls falling off the stage doing upside down twerk moves. It just doesn't really get better than that. It just doesn't.
I guess that's top of the food chain stuff, I guess. All right. Fellas, goals for 2022. I know we got the album out, Diplo, aside from, you know, tour dates and whatnot. What are our goals for 22? Diplo, I'll start with you.
Go on some vacations where it's sunny. I mean, it's freezing right now. I'm in the backyard. I have my arms in my sleeves. I can't even put my hands out. Yeah, just go somewhere sunny and go sleep on the beach now that my album's out. That's about it.
Miguel?
Work nonstop. Just create with as many people as I can. Have fun, eat good food, be on stage. You know what I mean? And just kill. I just want to have fun. I want to have fun making things all year.
Don't forget my love, Diplo and Miguel. It's out. The new album, Diplo, it's out. What am I forgetting to ask you guys? You know, what else do people need to know? Diplo, or is that it?
That's it. Just want to say thank you to Miguel. He's been such a stand-up guy for so many years, and the homie, I'm so glad we got to put this record out. And man, I don't know. That's about it. He's the man.
Oh yeah, man.
Miguel, what else do people need to know about you?
I mean, this is great. Just to hang. Good to see you after so many years. We're still here. We're happy and we're thriving. And thanks for everyone supporting the record. And look forward to seeing everyone on stage soon, man. Thanks, Wes, man. We did it finally.
Yeah, got it. We got it.
All right, Diplo, Miguel, thank you guys for hanging out. At the end of every countdown, fist bump to make it official. Tap that cam, fellas. Give me a little bam.